Right, Kiesza, welcome to Unity.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
Enjoying this beautiful weather outside.
Yeah, the sun is shining, which is a rarity in England, let me tell you.
So I hear.
Especially Manchester. You can understand my accent. Is that all right?
Manchester? The accent, huh?
Sexy accent, isn't it?
It's a very sexy accent.
Thank you.
I love it.
Anyway, what a week. #1 in the iTunes chart. How did it feel waking up to that on Monday?
It felt amazing.
Yeah?
I was a bit shocked.
Shocked.
Didn't expect to wake up to that, so very excited, very grateful that
it's sort of
people are so
can imagine it being sort of surreal.
Very surreal, definitely. This whole process has been really surreal, really.
Super. Well, before we talk about the track, let me just rewind a little. I believe you was in the Navy?
Yes, I was.
Tell me about that. What happened there?
I just joined on a whim. Thought it was a cool idea at the time. I was still in high school. I think I was end of grade 10. So I spent the summer there.
Right.
At boot camp training. And at my boot camp, I ended up shooting. I think it was a record-breaking shot.
Right.
So they gave me a plaque, the top shot award, and my nickname became Sniper. And I ended up doing a bit more training. They were sort of pushing me to potentially consider looking into a more shooting-oriented career or weapons or anything. But it was never my intention to shoot people. So
well, I was going to say.
Yeah, so I didn't end up. I turned it down right away. But
well, let me tell you, if I was the enemy, I'd just surrender to your beauty. You like that charm, don't you? That's the Manchester charm.
Thank you.
Right, so moving on to dancing. You was a ballet dancer too, as well.
Yeah. I'm trained as a ballerina, but I enjoy other styles.
Right, so I presume dancing was first before the singing.
Yeah, actually, I was doing ballet long before the singing. Right. I started when I was about 3 years old. So.
Right, and this is a funny story. I mean, the ship, you were sailing a ship. Tell me a bit more about that.
Yes, yeah. I've been a sailor ever since I was about 13. Right. So everything I did sort of overlapped. But I really, when I stopped doing ballet, and it was for health reasons because it was damaging my knees. Yeah. I really dove into sailing, and that became my main passion for a while. And I started on small vessels and just sort of made my way up to large, tall ships.
How interesting that. So what's a tall ship?
It's like Captain Jack Sparrow. It's like a pirate ship almost. It's a wooden sailboat. I mean, it doesn't have to be wooden. There's fiberglass. There's all different kinds. But classically, it's a wooden sailboat and it's just really large. It has maybe 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 masts. Several sails, and it has a crew of up to 30 people, sometimes more, sometimes less. So I used to sail on there. I think the longest journey I ever did was sailing from Canada to Hawaii. I was going to go all the way to Japan, and then en route, when I arrived in Hawaii, I found out I had been accepted into music college. So that's where I started kind of becoming a songwriter.
Right.
And I once made a demo for some of my friends. And then I sent that demo off to music college, not knowing what to expect. And when I got in, it was sort of the first time I realized that maybe I could actually do music as a career.
I believe you got into music college without even going over there. You just accepted you on the demo alone.
Yeah, and then from that school, it was a small school in Canada, I ended up in the first year getting a scholarship to Berkeley College of Music. So, and that's in Boston. So I ended up in Boston, and from Boston I was bused back and forth to New York all the time. I always wanted to go to New York, and I met my producer Rami in New York. I was a writer for a long time for other people. Had different projects, like artist projects I was working on, but never really had found a sound that I resonated with. So it wasn't until I wrote Hideaway that I really knew that who I wanted to be as an artist. So.
Right, Kiesza, moving on to the track now, which I have to say, I love the bass in the tune. It just gets me rocking. What influenced that style? I have to say the deep style is really going off in the UK at the minute.
Yeah, well, it definitely was influenced by deep house, like house music from the 90s. The bass is what basically started the whole song, because my producer Rami, I was actually about to catch a flight. I was leaving the studio to catch a flight to LA, and kind of just before I was ready to get leaving, he started creating the bass line for Hideaway, and I just couldn't leave.
The bass line makes the track. It's great, isn't it? It really.
Yeah, I mean, so it all started with that bass line.
Full of energy. Moving on to the video, the choreography is absolutely stupendous. I mean, who influenced that?
Well, it was my friend Luba Casto. She's a choreographer based out of New York. And she's a really good friend of mine. And I sort of wanted to do dance that was influenced from the same genre as my music. And I've always been a really big fan of house dance, especially from the 90s. It was like a little bit bigger and more expressive, and I really like that. So I sort of I was referencing some of my favorite dance moves from the 90s and then mixing it in, kind of like the music old with the new.
I was going to say, my goddaughter's a dancer, and she was saying she's doing street dance and then she's doing contemporary dance, and the way that you mix it all together is, like I say, the effects are outstanding.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Yeah, I just sort of like I never was a street dancer, but I loved it. I loved watching it, and when I went up to the clubs and would dance to house music, a lot of street dancers would be freestyling at the clubs, and I just always wanted to be part of it, but at first didn't know where to start because I come from a very controlled form of dance training from ballet, so and house dance is like a party dance. It's all about letting loose.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, it was a bit of a transition for me to go from one to the next. But
you could tell the ballet in there as well.
Yeah, a lot of people say they can tell.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
I have a bit of a different swag than everyone else. And when I made the song with Rami, when we finished the song, it just sort of seemed like I just kind of wanted to dive in and give it a shot, for better or for worse. And the great thing about the whole process is I didn't have any pressure and there was no real expectations. I was just doing it for the fun of it.
There's no better motivation, is there?
Yeah, I was just like, I'm going to give this a shot, and rounded up all my friends. And
brilliant.
And we shot the video, yeah.
It's in one scene, isn't it, the video?
Yeah, it's all one take.
Fantastic. And where was it shot, the video?
It's shot in Brooklyn.
Oh, I love New York. So where's your favourite place in New York?
My favourite place in New York? I mean, I love Brooklyn, love Williamsburg. I even love really Upper West, near Harlem. There's some really cool places. But and then I love Manhattan. I mean, I love just going to Central Park.
As long as I'm in an Irish bar in New York, I'm happy. Drinking a few Guinness.
That is a good place to be.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Right, just back to the track again. I listened to an absolutely great mix of your track, which was by Gorgon City, and they've really taken off in the UK.
They were the first people that we chose to remix the record, basically because of their style. But I met with them actually before, and I just really vibed with them as people, and I thought it'd be a great fit.
Yeah,
and it was.
It works.
Such a great job.
It works perfectly, honestly. It really does.
Yeah.
Right, Kiesza, just to get to know you a little bit better, got a couple of quick fire questions for you. What's your favourite basketball team?
I used to like the Raptors.
Cool. Favourite football team?
Football isn't like the American football?
No. UK soccer. Soccer to you.
Obviously, Manchester United.
I love that answer. I love it. Right, favourite colour?
That's a hard one because it changes every day. But I really like the combination, this royal blue turquoisey combination.
Yeah.
Where it's not quite royal blue, but it's not quite turquoise. I guess you can call it peacoise.
Yeah.
Made that up.
Yeah. That's cool. Place in England now. I know you're based in London. I want specifics.
Right now, I mean, just because I just arrived here, I'm staying at a friend's place, and a friend who just moved to Germany, so her place was up in Chiswick, but
Chiswick, nice one.
It's sort of a temporary. Yeah, it's in a quiet family town of Chiswick.
Tea or coffee?
Oh, I'm a tea person, definitely.
Tea, good. Favourite song at the moment? I know you're gonna say probably Hideaway, but you know.
No. My all-time favorite song at the moment? Oh man, I love so much of the stuff going on right now, but this week I've really been into that song that Duke Dumont did, I Got You.
Yeah, big track in the UK. It's charted now. If you was DJing at midnight, New Year's Eve, what track would you drop?
Midnight at New Year's Eve?
Yeah, the first track.
When everyone's drunk.
When everyone's drunk, the first track to drop at New Year's Eve, what would you drop?
I would probably drop the YMCA.
YMCA, love that. Love that. Just a final question now. If all goes to plan, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
I have this design for a sailboat that I've been thinking of building. So I hope in 10 years that I'm able to build that sailboat. But as for like where I'll be, I have no idea.
No idea. No.
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. That's the great thing about life, I suppose.
I think I'll still be in music all of my life, definitely.
Good.
But,
so you should.
But surrounding the music, I'm doing a lot of things as well.
Well, with your dancing style, you're certainly influencing the youth, which I think is imperative. So I'll congratulate you on that for a start.
Thank you.
You're currently in the A-list for the Unity playlist of this week. So yeah, we wish you the best of luck from everyone on Unity Radio. You have my full support, and I'll be dropping your track on Friday on the show.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I just want to say thanks for the interview.
Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, no worries.
It's been great talking to you.
The track is called?
The track is called Hideaway.
And where can we get hold of it?
And it's out on iTunes, all the digital retailers, and all the digital streaming.
Yeah, let's get out there. Give it your full support, because I certainly am on Unity Radio. And good luck for the national charts on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
All right, it's been a pleasure.
Talking to you.
Thank you.